October 15, 1987. A single gunshot shatters the stillness of Ouagadougou. In an instant, a voice that had ignited hope across Africa is silenced. Thomas SANKARA, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, lay lifeless. Yet, his death was more than just an assassination, it was the deliberate murder of a vision, the brutal betrayal of a revolution, and the beginning of a mystery that continues to haunt the nation to this day. Who killed Thomas SANKARA? And, more importantly, why? To understand the tragedy of Sankara's assassination, we must first understand the man himself, the ideals he lived by, the dreams he sought to fulfill, and the enemies he inevitably made along the way. The rise of a revolutionary. Born on December 21, 1949, in the modest village of Yoko, Thomas Sankara's early life was shaped by the realities of colonial rule. Upper Volta, as Burkina Faso was then known, was under French domination, its people subjected to exploitation and systemic inequality. Sankara's father, Joseph Sankara, a World War II veteran, worked as a colonial police officer, instilling in young Thomas both a sense of discipline and an acute awareness of injustice. His mother, Marguerite Sankara, played a crucial role in shaping his values, nurturing in him a deep sense of responsibility and compassion for the underprivileged. From an early age, Sankara displayed an exceptional intellect and a hunger for knowledge. He excelled in school and eventually enrolled in military training, an avenue that provided both education and an opportunity for social mobility. It was during this time that he was exposed to leftist ideologies and revolutionary thought. The works of Marx, Lenin, and Fanon resonated deeply with him, fueling his desire to dismantle the structures of oppression that plagued Africa. His military career took him to Madagascar, where he witnessed firsthand the power of a popular revolution. Inspired by what he saw, he returned to Upper Volta determined to spark change. It wasn't long before he caught the attention of the nation's ruling elite. His intelligence, eloquence, and unwavering commitment to justice made him both a rising star and a dangerous threat to the status quo. By the early 1980s, Upper Volta was mired in corruption, poverty, and foreign dependency. The people were disillusioned, yearning for a leader who would stand up to imperialist interests and put the nation first. Sankara was that leader. In 1983, he and a group of like-minded young officers orchestrated a coup, toppling the government and taking power. But this was no ordinary coup, it was a revolution in every sense of the word. Sankara renamed the country Burkina Faso, meaning the land of upright people, signifying a break from its colonial past and a commitment to integrity. His policies were radical and uncompromising. He nationalized land and resources, prioritized self-sufficiency, and launched massive public health campaigns that saw childhood mortality rates drop dramatically. He championed women's rights, outlawing forced marriages and genital mutilation while appointing women to key government positions. He cut the salaries of government officials, including his own, and sold off the luxury government fleet, replacing them with modest Renault 5s, the cheapest car available at the time. Internationally, he was an outspoken critic of neocolonialism. He called out the hypocrisy of Western powers and refused to bow to institutions like the IMF and World Bank, which he saw as instruments of economic enslavement. His defiance made him a hero to the oppressed but a pariah to powerful interests. Sankara's unwavering commitment to self-reliance and anti-imperialism threatened powerful elites both within and outside Burkina Faso. Domestically, his radical reforms disrupted entrenched power structures. The wealthy elite, foreign investors, and even some within his own ranks began to see him as a liability rather than a leader. Internationally, France, the former colonial power, viewed him with suspicion. His rhetoric and policies challenged French influence in West Africa, and he forged alliances with revolutionary movements across the globe, from Cuba to Ghana. It is no surprise that he found himself increasingly isolated on the world stage. Rumors swirled of foreign intelligence agencies working behind the scenes to undermine his government. But the gravest betrayal came from within. Blaise Compaoré, Sankara's trusted comrade and close friend, began to distance himself. Once allies in revolution, their ideological differences grew sharper. While Sankara pushed for radical change, Compaoré sought pragmatism and compromise with the West. October 15, 1987. The day began like any other. Sankara attended a meeting at the Conseil de l'Entente, unaware that it would be his last. As he spoke with colleagues, gunfire erupted. Soldiers stormed the room, bullets tearing through the air. Sankara, ever the revolutionary, did not flee. He faced his assassins head-on. In mere moments, he was gone, his body riddled with bullets, his dreams left unfinished. The perpetrators did not stop at his murder. They attempted to erase his legacy, burying his body in an unmarked grave and imposing a media blackout on his name. Compare swiftly took control, reversing many of Sankara's policies and reinstating ties with former colonial powers. But the truth could not be buried forever. For decades, Sankara's assassination remained shrouded in mystery. Official narratives were vague, and those who questioned them faced repression. However, the people of Burkina Faso never forgot. His face adorned murals, his speeches lived on, and his ideals continued to inspire new generations. In 2014, after 27 years in power, Compere was ousted by a popular uprising. This paved the way for long overdue justice. In 2021, after years of investigations, a military tribunal finally put Compere and several others on trial. In 2022, Compere was convicted in absentia for his role in the assassination and sentenced to life in prison. While this verdict brought some closure, many questions remain. Despite his short time in power, Sankara's impact was immense. His message of self-reliance, social justice, and anti-imperialism continues to resonate. Movements across Africa and beyond cite him as an inspiration. His speeches, once censored, are now studied and celebrated. But the question remains, who ultimately orchestrated his assassination? Was Compere merely a pawn in a larger geopolitical game? What role did foreign powers play in eliminating a leader who dared to defy the global order? While we may never have all the answers, one thing is certain: Thomas Sankara's ideals did not die with him. His dream of an independent, just, and united Africa lives on. His life stands as a testament to courage, integrity, and the power of revolutionary change. What are your thoughts on Sankara's legacy? Do you believe justice has truly been served? Share your perspectives in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of Africa's most impactful moments in history.